Shalom. Call Loyam La Yahweh Shem Shai Shem Chakwadash. Shabbat Shalom. Double unto the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now it says in the book of Job, the 20th chapter, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. But I'm thinking more like what it says in Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise and fill the face of the earth with cities. See, right now, this devil's feeling the heat. He's under pressure. So he's thinking that with these little few moves that he's making, trying to pacify Jake and get Jake back to good graces, of them, having a good approval of this devil. I don't understand how one paper signed, which, this is it shows you how they really feel about you. You always last, when it comes to, world issues, atrocities, you know, you're always considered last. How many years late are they? We're talking about at least 100 years ago. From the mid 1800s up until like around 1950, you had thousands upon thousands of lynchings by these crusty red pieces of shit, man. You literally got museums down south that actually have tombstones and memorials of different various Jake slaves that were lynched. And it even gives you the insight on the actual events, how it happened, when it happened, where. And now they want to sign this into law. Come on, man. And really, because we're in a time where this devil's coming down with great wrath. How in the hell, in the time that he's coming with all his wrath, where he's declaring his new world order, his great reset, that now all of a sudden in the midst of that, he got some type of favor and love for you Jakes, you Negroes. That's why the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. You're gonna trust him now? You're gonna really think that this guy has your best interests? This is a snare, man. And I don't think Jake really sees it. Jake will take whatever they give him. Ah, thank you, master. Thank you. Thank you, master. I'm sure is grateful. Now Jake got something to to live for. Now he really ain't ready to get up out of here. He Jake here to stay. Let me get it real quick. Micah 2 verse 10. This is a straight joke, and this is how they feel about y'all. See, when them Asians just a year ago, when they was getting, they got a few of them got their ass beat. They didn't hesitate to come up with a anti-Asian hate crime bill. They came up with that real quick. But you Jakes, your ancestors, hundreds of years getting lynched, and beaten and burned on a stake, and you just now getting this law into place. Shows you how they really feel. Micah 2 verse 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword. destruction. This is not. This was never our rest. We were really brought here to serve punishment. All right. And the fact that right now this devil is all of a sudden trying to show some type of favor towards you, when the prophecies say that he's going to come down having great wrath, some tells me that this devil's setting a trap for you, because according to the prophecy, his anger would never cease. His hatred would always be perpetual against you, you tribes, primarily Judah. So let's look at this real quick. This is a joke, man. Any Jake that think all of a sudden that it's all good because they're doing this, you are a freaking slave. You are a homeborn slave, and you need to wake the hell up. Look at all these smooth bald head these coon Negroes standing in the background. What a joke. Let me play this real quick.
All right. It's the law.
Okay, yay.
Lynching was pure terror.
And this is supposed to be a Emmett Till anti-lynching act signed into law. Emmett Till, yeah, he was, his story was the most famous story because of how they did him, what they did to him. But you know how many Jakes got lynched all throughout that time? But it's interesting because they even have a series out, like a drama series called Women of the Movement, and I believe they were depicting his mother in that particular drama series. And then they got a movie coming out called Till that's supposed to be coming out later this year as well. So it's all centered around Emmett Till. But it's funny how they're doing this. But see, this right here is not going to erase what you're going to have to face. You still going to pay for it. All right, all the atrocities, all that violence. It says, because of thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. All right, this is not going to win you a clean slate with the Most High. And plus, we know not to trust you. You're a damn devil. When have these devils ever done you any good? Let this old wrinkly pedophile. Let's hear him talk real quick.
Terror to enforce the lie that not everyone belongs in America, not everyone is created equal. Terror to systematically undermine hard-fought civil rights. Terror, not just in the dark of the night, but in broad daylight. Innocent men, women, and children hung by nooses from trees.
And what does that say about your forefathers, your ancestors? And you was alive during those times. Joe racist ass. Man, come on, man. This is Crime Bill Joe talking here. The one who created laws to keep niggas in the system, to keep Jake in under the prison industrial complex. This same guy, a clear. He's an overt racist, but all of a sudden he cares about your history. He cares about how you're treated now. They're trying to crouch down, and the scriptures tell you about that. Let me see if I can let me get Psalms 10. And it's not good when these devils start doing this. It's not a good look. I think he's setting a trap, and he's he's trying to, be nice to lure you over. Psalms 10 and verse 10, it says, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, the Most High have forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. The Most High sees everything. He's seen everything that you devils have done. From the moment we got over here, over 400 years ago, up until this very moment. And you ain't going to get let off the hook, no matter what you try to do. All right? It says, arise, O Yahweh, O power, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. All right? And the Lord's not going to forget, what was done to us. And he damn sure ain't forget what you did. Let's real quick, let's get Psalms 109 and 14. And it says, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remembered not to shew mercy. And you didn't show us no mercy, man. You did cast off all pity. All right, and in the midst of that, you managed to build an empire off of the blood, sweat, and tears, and the labor, the free slave labor. Which is why now you in California, and I'm gonna play that next. Now all of a sudden, uh, Jake is eligible for reparations. Come on, man. They're trying to, take the heat off themselves, but there's nothing that they can do. The damage was already done. We lost so much. We done lost our sense of identity. We suffer from post-traumatic slave syndrome. Jake is extra violent. They're broken. The damage is already done. So what good are you writing this anti-lynching bill? They might still be doing that down south, but in a majority of these places, in these big cities, Jake ain't having that. We ain't got to worry about you the Klansmen driving around with nooses. Esau get his pigskin seared, man, with hollow with with hot ones. All right, it says, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. All right, and your iniquity is being remembered. All your sins are being, called to the forefront. Let's get real quick. Let's get Job. Is it 21? Yeah, this is Job 21 and 19. It says, God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. Yeah, because there's a bright red cup. That's filled all the way to the top, and the Lord's gonna make you chug it down, even down to the dregs. You're gonna feel that wrath. All right. The curses are gonna come upon you. This is after America gets destroyed. A lot of you devils get burnt up. But you're gonna come back in the kingdom in reincarnation, and you're gonna suffer, man. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's all part of that cup. All right. Jeremiah 49 and 12. And it says, but thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk it. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So you gonna drink the cup that we drank. All right, the slavery, the torment. All right, you're gonna chug it down. This is Lamentations 4:21. And I actually want to read this in the NLT. Let me go there. Lamentations 4:21 and 22. It says, "Are you rejoicing in the land of Uz? Are you triumphing in?" Because right now you're in Babylon. All right, you in America. Are you rejoicing? All right. Well, hey, the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. All right, we see what this is, man. You realize that Jake is starting to realize that you devils are full of shit. Here it is. Jake is at the bottom, and that whole pandemic that happened for the last 2 years, it sunk Jake even lower. So Jake, is catching the brunt end of the hell, and then in the midst of that, you giving all this aid to everybody but Jake. All type of initiatives, aid money. The Afghans was brought over here. They gave them billions of dollars. Now the Ukrainians. And Jake built this whole place up and still can't, still couldn't get attention. This is a slap in the face like Juneteenth. Jake had served a few years by the time they realized that they were freed. You know, the Emancipation Proclamation, that was set in like what, 1962, but it wasn't until it's like in 1862, but it wasn't until 1865 when they had to be reminded that they were free. So come on, man. Anytime this devil try to do something good, you better know that there's something on the back end of that, because it tells you that in Sirach 14:7. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, but at the end he will declare his wickedness. All right, this devil's he's aiming towards the head, Judah. They always plotting, man. The wicked plotteth against the just, and natural upon him with his teeth. All right, so let's continue to read this. It says, "Are you rejoicing in the land of Uz, O people of Edom? But you too must drink from the cup of the Lord's anger. You too will be stripped naked in your drunkenness. O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile." And we waiting, man. They what does it say in Isaiah about the captive exile? Hoping to be loose. And we sick and tired of this devil, man. He's about to kill us all off. He destroyed our food supply, our water supply, anything that we put in our body, we in danger because he didn't polluted it, contaminated it, all type of chemicals. He wants to put technology in our body so he can control and trace and monitor, keep us under surveillance. And that's what's very interesting. The fact that this devil want to all of a sudden be nice to you in the midst of him declaring a new world order. That's because he wants you to participate. You're gonna be instrumental in his new world order. They want to make sure to keep you from receiving your birthright. See right through this man. But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed. And oh yeah, you definitely getting exposed every day. All right, so that's why you will have no choice but to come down with that wrath. So anyway, so you see this, right? So you see this devil making his little speech, and Jake back there clapping their hands like the good old bootlicking, shoe shining slaves that they is, man. This is all Jake need right there, and they'll think, y'all the best of friends again. That's that Stockholm syndrome, man. So anyway, you already know about this, and I want to also go into this right now. California reparations. So Jake is finna be happy. This is gonna keep Jake. All right. This is gonna really keep Jake. Let me see which one I'm gonna click on. And of course, they go Eve.
Hey, my name's Kevin. I'm a musician and performer. I just adopted a rescue cat named Luna. I'm sharing my discovery story to help others start the conversation.
Hey, when you gotta watch these whole damn ads.
The California's Reparation Task Force has made a big decision. Last night, it held a vote on who is eligible for compensation, and the results were close. ABC 10's Monica Coleman joins us now. So, Monica, where does the group stand this morning?
Well, the 9-member task force, by a 5-4 vote, decided reparations will be limited to the descendants of enslaved people. ABC 10 spoke to Camilla Moore, chairperson of the task force, to find out why they decided to base the payments on lineage and not race. Going against the argument, all Black people, regardless of lineage, deserve reparations because of systematic racism in housing, education, and employment.
Lineage matters. When we're talking about reparations for the institution of slavery, we're talking about a particular group of people and a particular crime against humanity, that being the institution of slavery as it was enacted and constructed in the United States.
The task force also opened eligibility to freed Black people who came to the country in the 19th century due to it may be difficult to prove the bloodline of the time one was enslaved. When it comes to compensation, it could be in the form of free college, assistance buying a home, or launching businesses and grants to churches, but the task force has not voted on a concrete plan.
So, Monica, what are the next steps with this?
So, Bria, there's a lot of questions still, right? So there will be another meeting today. We'll be following up on that because the task force still needs to talk about how they are going to get reparations out to the people who are eligible and furthering this onward.
I can think of a lot of questions that come along with it, but hopefully we'll have some answers on that in the.
And Jake think this is progress. Jake got hope. See that? Yes, especially Eve. She's ready. See, and if it was left up to Jake, we would never get out of here because Jake would never want to leave. Because all the oppressor will have to do is to give them gifts, rewards, and the scriptures tell you that gifts a gift destroys the heart. A gift will blind the eyes, man. So you're gonna forget everything this devil has done, and you think that he's really gonna make things right and make things fair for you. We're in the midst of him declaring a new world order. He's in the midst of a transition. So it's quite funny that now they want to do this. Jake been asking for decades for reparations, and with how much wealth that was built from Jake's slave labor, they will never be able to give you everything that you're owed. They wouldn't be able to give you back nothing. You know how much debt this country is in? They wait till the dollar is at its most grave state. And then, oh yeah, reparations. We might follow through with that. We thinking of giving you something. Really? Jake finna eat this up, man. But y'all gonna learn. You gonna learn, man. This Sirach 12 and verse 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And Jake is getting ready to find out. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Jake is gonna see it, man. All right, and this happened to be in California. This devil Newsom, that man's the devil in the flesh, man. But he sees that a lot of Jake is making an exit from that shithole. That Democratic ran overpriced shithole. Jake catching it out there. Jake is leaving. So he had to hurry up and come up with something to change you niggas' mind. There's so much homelessness, so much crime, violence, robberies, home invasions, burglaries, car thefts. But niggas thinking that they about to get some money, that might change their mind and they might stay. Because Jake is, like the scriptures say, they're Sodom's children. This is all it takes, huh? Well, hey, good for y'all, man. 'Cause we already know how it ends. When you trust this devil, we know how it ends. I mean, you've been bitten by the snake for far too long. You should already know how it ends. So when you finally get bit, like it says further down, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So he's trying to win your favor because he got something in the works, man. He's coming down with that great wrath. They definitely are determined to bring forth the new world order. They want you niggas controlled. They want you chipped up. They want you in a robotic state. They want you to be a damn humanoid. They're getting ready to starve you out. You're not gonna have no power. They finna conduct a cyber attack, which you already know that is. They're already saying that Russia, because they're in the midst of a war with Russia. They already got who to blame it on when they bring this new operation, and it's gonna hurt everybody. They'll shut shit down again, and Jake's gonna be in a world of hurt. So for this to happen, and then we know that Jacob's trouble is getting ready to come. What is this devil really up to? What do you think? He's probably finna collapse the dollar right then and there, man. Hey, knowing how grimy how shady he is, he might use this, all right, on top of him, throwing billions of dollars to Ukraine and these other different initiatives. But this is probably gonna be that last little rock that hits the last domino that's gonna make everything fall and crumble. That would be funny, man. The dollar all of a sudden crashes and everything goes into hyperinflation after he didn't start giving Jake reparations. Let's go to Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30 and verse 12, it says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, and trust in oppression, and perverseness, and stay therein, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." It's not going to end well. This very system that you lean upon for support is going to collapse. So you're going to collapse right along with it. And let's get Isaiah 36 and 6. And it says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. All right. Now we already know not to trust this devil. All right. I'm from California. I'm not finna go back to no damn California just because this devil is saying, "Oh, you're eligible for reparations." That's not gonna make me go back down there. The hell with what you got. The real reparations gonna come from Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. We're gonna get that in the kingdom. All right. Revelation 13, 9 and 10, Jeremiah 30 and 16, Psalms 149, Ezekiel 25 and 12 through 14. That's reparation. Isaiah the 60th chapter, where it talks about the strangers gonna bring in the forces to the through the gates of Jerusalem. That's gonna be reparations, man. What the hell you gonna give us here? This dollar is done. That shit is it's in his terminal stage. That shit is getting ready to that shit is getting ready to be over with, man. The dollar ain't worth nothing. Putin and all them BRICS nations, they getting ready to take the world and turn it their direction. They finna start dealing with currencies that literally got substances that backs it. Real substance. This dollar's finna be out of there, man. So this is Proverbs 23 and verse 6. And it says, Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. All right, because they'll pretend like you know they got goods for you, they got treats for you. You know, he's trying to seek to please the poor, but believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. He's setting that snare, man. All right, yeah, you might have to if this really goes through, and they really finna start giving Jake reparations. They probably gonna say, well, you're gonna have to get it, through the e-cash or the digital dollar. Basically, you have to go digital if you want it. That's setting a snare, trapping you right into the system that they want to get you into. And Jake is they're gonna follow right through. And Eve, just forget it, man. So you can trust this devil all you want, man, and think that this is a step in progress. This undoes everything. Yo, this devil, he moves very strategic, very crafty, man. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. I mean, if the spirit allows, I'm sure that other brothers might do lessons on it, because this right here, you know, they might start to take it another step further, and there's going to be probably other states that might do the same. And Jake is going to be just watch what how Jake is going to get, because that's all it takes. Give him little trinkets, give him little goods, and Jake is won over. They're not going to look to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for the restitution. So the hell with Jake. So anyway, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.